Well, it's time for Critters Uncaged, and they are the leader in conservation education here in the community. With us today is Heather Perdue and Ryan Kirkland from the Scovill Zoo, and they have brought Wednesday the alligator. Or as I like to call her, a toothy puppy.
Exactly, yeah. Wednesday is an American alligator. And you can see she's pretty small size. If you've been to the zoo, you've seen some of our larger alligators in their exhibit. G is our largest one. He's about 40 years old, so they can live 75 years plus in the wild and in captivity. And here, how old is Wednesday, Ryan?
Approximately 5-ish.
5 years. And
Yes.
now, so is her size, is it age related? Because I mean, 5 years seems like she should maybe be a little larger, or is it diet related? How does that work?
It is somewhat diet related, depending on, they will slow their metabolism down a little bit if they don't have a good source of food, at the time. But so they can slow it down, and they can grow very quickly if they can get a lot of food. So she is about 5 years old, and they do grow throughout their whole lives. So even G, our 40-year-old gator, he's still maybe growing about an inch a year. So,
oh wow!
And that's why we are doing a big fundraising campaign right now at Scovill Zoo, and we're trying to build them a new exhibit. They've just outgrown their current exhibit, and so that's kind of one of our big fundraising campaigns right now, is to get them a new exhibit and a new building.
That is fantastic. What is an exhibit for an alligator look like? What does that entail?
They need a good pool space, land space, because they will get out and they like to bask in the sun. Especially if it's a cool day and the sun is shining, they want to get out and bask and soak up those sun rays, just like we do sometimes when we're out the zoo. And then the building, of course, if it gets too cold, American alligators really wouldn't be able to survive our winters here in Illinois. So we would have a heated building with them, with a pool and everything for them there as well.
Well, that's incredible, and what an awesome animal here. Is it possible? Can I touch Wednesday? Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah, we usually recommend this back end of the alligator.
You mean stay away from the head?
Yeah, maybe stay away from the head, but yeah, you can see they're very bumpy kind of feeling, but very smooth. They're adapted to live in the water. They have a really long tail that acts as a rudder, as you're moving through the water. You look at her eyes are on top of her head, so she can be submerged. And, you see the classic pictures of alligators with their eyes and their nose just peeking above the water. Her nostrils are right on top of the head too, so they can still breathe while they're kind of laying very, very quiet-like. And that's what they want to do. They're going to be ambush predators, so they want to be very still and camouflage in that water really well. What
a gorgeous creature. Now let's talk about some of the other things that are going on at the zoo this summer, because there is a lot going on. Let's start with Twilight Tuesdays.
We have Twilight Tuesdays going on the last Tuesday of each month through the summer. So August will be our last Twilight Tuesday. And what that means is right now, visitors can get into the zoo until about 5 o'clock. Twilight Tuesdays, they'll be able to come in until 7 o'clock. And so once they're in the zoo at 7, they can walk around until 8 o'clock. And it's very nice because, summers are pretty hot.
Oh, yeah, it starts to cool down. And I'm sure it's a better experience for the animals and the people.
Right. They can maybe see the animals being a little bit more active in those evening hours during that time. Or maybe people who couldn't get in through the day, they have an opportunity after work.
Now, I know this question's probably coming up a lot for you guys, but are you open on the 4th of July?
We are open, and it actually falls on a free admission Thursday this year. So yes, we're still honoring our free admission, so please come out on 4th of July and you're able to walk in and bring your family.
Now, free admission Thursdays, that's going on through the rest of the season?
It does. It started in June and it will go through the rest of our season. The last free Thursday will be October 10th.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for bringing Wednesday. Wednesday, you did so good. If you want to look at what's happening at the Scovill Zoo, we're going to connect you over on our website at ciLiving.tv after today's show.